how our people receive information. It's been very interesting to watch how some of us, the news that we don't trust, the news that has continually lied to us, that has continually propagated misinformation, that has caused a lot of issues in Black society, that's caused a lot of issues world over, to now trust these same news sources has been mind-boggling to me. But that's one thing, right? Another thing, being in a situation where you have to almost be quarantined with your loved ones, being quarantined with the people around you, being in a situation where all of a sudden, if your job is considered quote unquote non-essential, air quotes, non-essential, you may not have money right now. I think this is what I like to call like the coronavirus reality check. This plague, this virus, whether true or not, what it can do for all of us is provide us the reality of the situation that we're actually living in. Sometimes, family, when you busting your ass to provide for your family and you working 5 days a week, you working 6 days a week, sometimes you don't have the time to stop and just notice what's going on in your household, whether that be with your children, whether that be with the relationship with your woman, whatever it may be. Sometimes we're just not taking the necessary time to address certain things. Sometimes we may be a person that's living beyond our means, right? We may be keeping up with the Joneses, not realizing something like this was going to take place. Now we can't afford the car payment on that Benz. Now we can't afford the $300-$400 shoes that we was about to buy or we just now bought before this shit broke out, right? So this can be used if we are thinking in a positive manner. And again, that's my mind state, family. As much shit as I've been through in my life, I've learned I take every situation and I try to extract everything positive from the situation so I can move forward in a positive manner. And looking at this situation, looking at how the people around me are reacting, it's obvious to me that all of us can use some time of sitting the fuck down, basically, right? I think when I'm looking on social media, everybody is taking all of this confusing information that we're getting from Trump, that we're getting from the CDC, that we're getting from different political pundits, that we're getting from people in the conscious community who are speaking on what they think is going on. It's just a lot, family. And sometimes we need to just shut the fuck up. Instead of being so quick to comment or spread falsities, sometimes we just need to shut up, regroup, and really pay attention to what's going on out here, right? So this coronavirus, again, whether real or fake, it is having a real impact on our lives, right? So if we're in a situation, again, where we can't work right now, where we don't know where our dollar's going to come from. Millions of people are applying for unemployment currently. So shit's getting real, right? On a financial front and again, on an impersonal level, because a lot of us may be in relationships, may be in situations that have been kind of rocky. And this can do one or two things for you, family. This can make you look at the person beside you and say, look, if this was going to be like an anarchy type of situation, you got to look at the people in your household and say, okay, right now, all we got is each other. We're going to have to come together to figure out how to deal with this real situation, right? That could be your wife, that could be your boyfriend, your girlfriend, just a roommate, whoever you living with. And then some of us are in situations where you've been ripping and running for so long. And again, family, I'm not gonna say that's a bad thing all the time, because we're in the rat race, which is America. And when that's the situation, you gotta work to eat, right? But some of us use our job, some of us use whatever we do for a living as a way to escape the realities of our real life situations. So this can be used as a time to really lock in with the people around you. You may be in a situation where your kid, you may not know your child, right? You may live with your kid or be around them all the time, but because you have to work, because you're a part of this rat race, which is America, you may not have the time to notice that maybe your kid is going through something. Maybe you ain't had a decent conversation with your kid in months. Maybe you ain't spent quality time with your woman, with your kid in months. You feel me? Some of us are realizing once we spend quality time with each other, once we are forced to be in a situation where we're around each other all the time, some of us is going to realize maybe this ain't the motherfucker for me. You see what I'm saying? Some of us is going to realize that, okay, now that I'm around this person every day, I really don't like how they do this, or I really don't like how they do that. But because I haven't slowed down, because I've been moving so fast, because I've been fixating all my time and attention on this particular thing, I haven't wanted to or been able to address the real shit going on in my life, family. So that's what we should be doing right now. And when I look at everybody being so reactionary, black folks, goddamn, man, stop being so reactionary. Everything Trump say, we leaning on his every word. Every morning they have this press conference where they disclose what's going on and where we at. And family, this is what we need to start doing, black family, my melanated family. When you watch this shit, when you're watching CNN, when you're watching Trump give a speech or whatever the case may be, in my opinion, family, you watching what your enemy is doing. That don't mean you take this information and go on Facebook and spread it. You don't take this information as the fucking gospel. Too many of us is, look, family, this coronavirus can be extremely serious, more serious than they're letting on, more deadly than they're letting on. I understand that. I'm not stupid. But at the same time, if I'm a betting man, right? If I had some money to bet, I'm personally gonna look at the history. Again, though, I understand that our kids being removed from school, grocery stores being shut down, being put in this shelter-in-place type of environment, I get that this has never happened. I don't recall this happening at all since I've been alive. I understand that, right? So, regardless if it's real or fake, we have to add a certain level of seriousness to the situation because it's affecting our day-to-day lives in real time, right? I get that. But at the end of the day, this is the same government who has introduced several flu-like viruses that have supposed to affected us the same way. Ebola, swine flu, bird flu, SARS, all this different shit. Now again, being removed from school, not having to work, all these things are a little new. These are nuances that weren't there before. But at the end of the day, if I'm a betting man, I'm betting that there's some bullshit behind this too. Now, I don't know if some bullshit. This is just what I'm thinking. I'm saying it today on my show. I've waited maybe a week or so before I did my show just so I can collect my thoughts and not be quick to just jump out there. And my conclusion is I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like at the end of the day. So I'm going to be prepared. And prepared to me, family, just a side note, prepared isn't toilet paper, goddammit. Prepared, if we are to be prepared for complete anarchy, meaning all shit is going haywire. You don't need toilet paper. You need ammunition. You need a gun. You need to make sure that people in your family know how to use a gun. You need to make sure that people in your family can be able to walk for several miles if you need to. You need to make sure you got yourself some water, which, you know, we can get water. But make sure you got yourself some water, maybe a couple canned foods, maybe some shit like that. But excuse me. But firearms and learning how to use it and learning how to navigate your community, being prepared to walk for several hours if you needed to. I think these are more or less the type of things that we would be looking at when it comes to society as a whole just breaking down, right? But at the end of the day, this is still the United States of America. So I don't trust anything that's going on. Because of that, I don't feel comfortable quoting when Trump say this is gonna be over, or when we supposed to get the stimulus checks, all this kind of shit. Man, I don't believe nothing that I see on the news. at all. Now, of course, I'm gathering information from here, gathering information from here, just so I can create a perspective on what I'm looking at. But at the end of the day, I don't trust these people. At the end of the day, we still got to do the same shit we was doing beforehand. They're basically telling us, if you tell an adult, hey, now you need to wash your hands and not sneeze on people and give people the proper amount of room when you're around them, this is just common sense, family. This is just common sense. And it's amazing to me, again, being black, being melanated in this society, I do not trust this government. If the government is telling me about a problem, if they're constantly telling me something, whatever that thing is, I'm thinking, okay, they doing something else. They running a goddamn switcheroo on my ass. You see what I'm saying? I'm baffled by how shook the American populace is when this government says something. It's baffling to me how quick we run to a judgment or how quick we run to a conclusion based on some historical fucking liars.